The car starts its trajectory with an initial velocity of 2.8 meters per second and with a final velocity of 14 meters per second, reaching a displacement of 67.23 meters after 8 seconds. What was its acceleration and what was its velocity and position after 2, 4, and 6 seconds?
And now we want to know its acceleration, and in order to do that, we need to perform the next equation. Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity over time. So that means that acceleration is equal to 14 minus 2.8 over 8, and that's equal to 1.4 meters per second squared.
Now we want to know what is the position and the velocity of a car after 2 seconds. So in order to calculate it, we need to use these equations. To calculate position, we use the next formula. X is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity over 2 multiplying time. Then we have to substitute the data on the formula for the real value. So 2.8, that is the initial velocity, plus 14, that is the final velocity, over 2 multiplying 2, that is the time, is equal to 16.8 meters. Now, in order to calculate velocity, we are going to use the next formula. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus the multiplication of acceleration per time. Once we have this formula, we have to substitute again. So the final velocity is equal to 2.8, that is the initial velocity, plus 1.4 multiplying 2, that are the acceleration and the time, is equal to 5.6 meters per second. So that is how we obtain the velocity. Finally, we can know that the final position of a car after 2 seconds is equal to 16.8 meters, and the final velocity of a car after 2 seconds is equal to 5.6 meters per second after 2 seconds.
So to know how fast and where was the car after 4 seconds, we need to know the position, and for the position we use the formula x equal to velocity origin plus the velocity final divided by 2, and that we will multiply it by the time. So the equation will be 2.8 plus 14 divided by 2 times the time, that is 4 seconds, equals to 33.6 meters. And to know the velocity final, we need to use the formula velocity final equals to velocity origin plus acceleration times the time. So the formula will be 2.8 plus 14 times 4, and that will be equal to 84 meters per second. So we know how fast and where was the car after 4 seconds.
We want to know the position and the velocity of the car after 6 seconds, so we apply the next equations. X is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity over 2, that multiplying time. Then we substitute, so x is equal to 2.8 plus 14 over 2, that multiplying 6. That is equal to 50.4. Then for the velocity, we apply the next formula. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration multiplying time. Then we substitute, so final velocity is equal to 2.8 plus 1.4 multiplying 6, that is equal to 11.2 meters per second. So the car is at 50.4 meters with a velocity of 11.2 meters per second after 6 seconds.